Fox 10 Gulf Stream. This is Next Weather.
Hey folks, I'm meteorologist Matt Barrett. It was a hot and toasty day, but hey, 95 in Mobile, better than 97, 98, or 99. Things have improved. The heat wave is breaking down. In fact, a lot of the area only in the low 90s out there on our Monday afternoon. So that's definitely a nice improvement and more typical of what we're supposed to see at this point in time. Now, what's happened is in the upper levels of the atmosphere, the jet stream is kind of flattened out. It took this big bubble in the middle of the country last week, and that allowed the heat to really build up. And now that's kind of been pushed off towards the peninsula of Florida. It's shrinking and falling apart, that heat dome is, and that's allowing the heat to kind of dissipate. Now, it's still July, it's still going to be hot, but hey, moving away from those upper 90s. Futurecast, quiet to start off our 4th of July. It looks good in the morning. Lunchtime should be fine, maybe one or two little pop-up showers. Then we get to the afternoon, and now you'll start seeing some showers bubbling up here across the area. And those will continue throughout the afternoon. So don't change your plans. Just be aware if you're out there doing the cookout or out the pool or the beach or whatever. If you hear thunder, you just got to pack it in for a little bit and let these things go on by. They won't last very long and they shouldn't be too much of a bother, but they'll be around. There'll be some of these out there for us, about a 40% chance. By the time we get to fireworks time, we should be all done with the showers and storms, and we should be looking better. Back to your Monday night, just humid out there for us the rest of the evening, but pretty warm in the low to mid 80s. As we look ahead to your 4th of July forecast, looks great here for most of the day. Now, like I said, there will be some pop-up showers every once in a while through the day. Temperatures heating on up, should hit 90 by lunchtime. We'll top out around 92 or 93 in the afternoon. So once again, we're not talking upper 90s. That's an improvement. Sticky as we head towards the evening hours and for the fireworks. Let's talk about what we got around the region tomorrow. Generally in the lower 90s, that's going to be the case here for us, some upper 80s. So once again, not bad at all. Really about typical for what we had expected this time of year, and not seeing those upper 90s, which is lovely to say. Now, it still feel pretty warm. I mean, these heat index values are going to get up to around 105 in the afternoon. And it is still early July. We still got the heat. We still got the humidity that we have to deal with. Good way to cool off. Be head to the beach. We got great conditions here. Low rip current risk. Of course, you're always careful and out in the Gulf one way or the other. Low chances of rain. Lots of UV index out there, so make sure everyone wears plenty of sunscreen and stays hydrated if you're headed to the beach on your 4th of July. Great conditions, not only by the water, but on the water. Really great here. Sea's only about a foot. Bays are going to be like glass out there, so we're going to be looking really nice for you. The boating forecast, you want to head on down and take the boat out. We should find really good conditions for that. Forecast for the fireworks, once again, great. Rain chance is really low by the time we get to the fireworks time. Temperatures will be in the low 80s, so it'll be humid out there, but typical here for what you'd expect for a 4th of July fireworks show. But once again, it looks good for all those displays out there on our Tuesday night. Tropics look good as well. No worries here. No development expected in the Gulf, Caribbean, or the Western Atlantic here for the next 7 days, so we are doing mighty fine there. Over the next 4 days, as we go through the end of the week, temperatures will stay in the low 90s. There'll be some showers and storms around, a little bit higher chances towards the end of the week. A very typical early July kind of forecast. We'll talk more about that. I'll have your long-range forecast coming up in just a bit, but first, we're going to talk about those temperatures that we experienced just last week. We'll be right back.
Can I play? Sure, but you need to bring your own truck. That's not a problem.
The Fox 10 Storm Tracker Fleet, taking you live to more places, covering the Gulf Coast like no one else can. Unrivaled experience, unparalleled severe weather coverage.
I think I need a bigger sandbox.
All right, I was just talking about a minute ago how that heat wave broke down last week, but things are improving for us this week. Things are getting better, but last week we got pretty toasty. Let's go ahead and put those numbers up. If we can't take it full there, let's go ahead and we can take it full one way or the other, and we'll look at these numbers from last week. There we go. Temperatures all the way up into the upper 90s, 97, 98, 98, 99 last Friday. There's those really hot temperatures that we experienced last week, that heat wave. Boy, not comfortable, not fun at all. I wanted to point something out, though. So when you have a temperature of 98, But last week, what we found was our dew points weren't that bad. In other words, we didn't have that high of humidity. So we were seeing heat indexes like that, like around 107. Now, if you have a temperature of 93, but you have more humidity in the air and a higher dew point, you can see heat index values like that around 109, even with a lower temperature. What we were really worried about is if we had both a high temperature and a high humidity, giving us heat index values like that 116. Fortunately, nothing like that happened. So we ended up doing better than what we thought we might do. But that heat wave now is gone, and we can put that one in the past. So while we've been burning up, other parts of the country have been flooding. Let's get the latest from Chi-Town.
Welcome to Chicago.
An unwelcoming wet Sunday around the Chicagoland area as buckets of rain poured into the city. The National Weather Service alert says at least 1 to 3 inches of rain came down within 90 minutes. Drivers are warned of flooded viaducts and are advised to either proceed with caution or to avoid them altogether so they don't get stuck. Drivers are feeling the impact of the flash flood warning. Parts of the Stevenson Expressway were closed due to the early flooding. Illinois State Police say I-55 was shut down in both directions near Pulaski Road. This is video you'll only see on 2. Several cars were at a standstill. Troopers say at least 10 cars were trapped in the flooded waters. You can see several people deserting their cars as the rain continued to pour. Crews cleaned off debris from the outbound ramp on I-55 after water receded and cars remained stalled. All lanes on I-290 westbound ramp are shut down due to flooding. Frustrations from an IDOT worker as some cars tried to go around the flare sticks, warning people to stay away. Twitter video shows a semi-truck nearly knee-deep in flooded water going through a viaduct. The National Weather Service alert said this is a life-threatening situation and to limit travel.
Well, you better listen to those DOT guys. Hey, we'll be right back here with your long-range forecast.
New to the FOX10 weather app, your 24-hour radar forecast. Be the first to see how precipitation is going to affect your plants across the Gulf Coast. Detailed hour by hour. The 24-hour radar forecast on the FOX10 weather app. Plus the latest breaking news with the FOX10 News app.
Got him both.
Stay alert with FOX10. Prime time is FOX10 time.
The latest on the night's top stories are first on Fox 10 News at 9.
Wrap up your day, informed and ready for the morning.
All right, once again, the heat wave has broken now. It's still going to be hot over the next several days. We don't fully get away from that, but it won't be as blisteringly hot. You know, we're not talking about upper 90s. We're talking about low 90s, and we're talking about scattered showers and storms returning to the forecast too. And I think it'll be even a little bit better chances towards the end of the week and even going into the first part of the upcoming weekend. Look at that forecast. You can see very typical early to mid-July forecast. No major changes. Everything stays basically the same day by day. Thank you so much for joining us here on Fox 10's Next Weather.